Yo, what up guys, beside you here with the champion guide for the best HP Burn champion in Raid Shadow Legends, hands down. As of the time of making this video, this champion has remained in that title and nobody else can take her place. Yes, she's a HP Burn champion and you usually find them in the Demon Spawn faction. I guess you already know who I'm talking about. It's gonna be Sicia Flametongue, a legendary champion that is not that easy to obtain, but when you do, every place where HP Burn is welcome just changes for you. What makes her so special? What makes her so good at HP Burn? Why is she even better than everybody else that in the game that does this job? Is because this champion does not just place HP Burn from this at A3. She places HP Burn and debuffs for 3 turns. Usually when you see people placing HP Burn is for 2 turns and then they have to wait 1 turn where HP Burn is not on the enemy. She places on the 3 turns. That means you have this skill on a 4 turn cooldown. When you put books into it, it will be available for you to use it again before the HP Burn even falls off the enemy. That's what's so awesome about her. It's 100% chance to land that HP Burn. She's force affinity, so you might want to take affinity changes into consideration. That means you cannot land. Most likely you will get weak hits when you go against bosses or waves that are of the spirit affinity. So because force is weak against spirit, but any other affinity she's awesome to go against. You have to take into consideration that. Now she doesn't just place the HP Burn. That's a condition right there, that she will grant an extra turn to herself if the HP Burn is placed on all enemies. So against bosses especially, she will just place the HP Burn with this A3 skill and then she can immediately go in with the extra turn and take another of her skill. So that's what makes her so special, because she doesn't need just to place HP Burn and then wait until it ticks. She will go in with her A2, which is another reason why she's so awesome. You see how awesome the A3 is? Check out the A2 right here. She attacks all enemies, has an 80% chance of placing weaken. When you spend books on it, it will be a 100% chance of placing weaken, which is one of the debuffs that makes you hit the enemies harder, right? So also has a 80% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns if there are at least 2 enemies under HP Burn. So this champion can do HP Burn for 3 turns, place weaken, place decreased defense. She can do it all, but there is that slight condition that 2 enemies have to be under HP Burn before this decreased defense will place. So you don't mind about that. If you don't care about decreased defense and weaken, you can always bring in somebody in your team that does it, but this is not the main thing that skill is for. It's not just here for to do debuffs. Check out this other part of this sentence. Then instantly activates any HP Burn debuffs on the target. That's the sweet part of this skill. Forget about the first part you just read. Forget about weakening. Forget about decreased defense, right? You want to go in there and instantly activate any HP Burn debuff on the target and decrease the duration of those HP Burn by 1 turn. So she's basically just taking 1 tick out of the HP Burn. So that's what I mean, that she doesn't want to wait until the boss or the enemies take their turn and then get burnt by themselves. No, she goes in there and activates the HP Burn. Whether it's on 1 enemy, on 2 enemies, on 5 enemies, they will all have their HP Burn activated. And guess what? Every enemy in the team gets burnt by HP Burn on their ally, right? So everybody else getting HP Burn on them makes her do so much damage. You see, especially bosses like the spider, where we will test her in, you see the boss's HP just going a lot harder because of the amount of HP Burn that was activated at the same time. Also against Hydra heads, the same thing will happen when you activate 4 HP Burns. They just take damage, and it's fun to watch. That's what makes her so special. She doesn't just come there and place HP Burn and wait for it to tick. She goes in there and activates it also. She doesn't just place it for 2 turns, she places it for 3 turns. She doesn't just place it and walk away, she places it and gets an extra turn. So that's what is awesome about this champion. Now let's see what can even make this better. Her A1 on this champion, she attacks 3 times. You've placed HP Burn for 3 turns. Now you want to also go in there with the A1 and increase the duration of the HP Burn. What is wrong with you? Let them breathe. So this champion doesn't want to give the enemy any chance of letting that HP Burn fall off. She wants to maintain the HP Burn on them so she can still benefit from all these other skills. Let's see if the passive will even make this better. Increase this champion's speed by 3 and damage inflicted by 3% for each ally and enemy under HP Burn debuff. Damn. She wants to go fast. She wants to even do more damage. There's a condition right there that if Cardiel is on the same team, all allies will heal 3% of their max HP from the HP Burn debuff instead of receiving damage and losing HP. So if you pair this champion with Cardiel, it will even be crazier instead of burning yourself, because there's one of her skill that will place HP burn on herself though. Where is it? Is it the A2? Where is it? Where is it? I think there's one of her skill that places HP burn on herself. I can find it, but she does have an increased accuracy in all battles, so you can use that everywhere. HP burn is welcome. If you don't have enough accuracy, put her in the leader slot. So that's this amazing champion, builds fiery flame. She does have the wings of Lydia. Their wings do look similar, their skills kind of look similar too, but not the same. But yeah, she's all fiery and flame. Awesome, magnificent, well-designed champion, and of her skill matches her. I've had this champion for a long while, but the problem is when you have other champions doing HP burn in raid, you're like, do I really need to build her? Yes, because when you finally use her, you will see the difference. Let me go into my skill, my build first, and see how I built her. Now that we saw her skills and read everything, what does she need? Accuracy. If you can't land your HP burn, if you can't go in there and activate the HP burn, you're useless in this team. So the only thing that this champion needs is accuracy. That's it. You don't need high crit rate, high crit damage, high speed, high defense, high HP. Give her accuracy. Of course, when you meet the accuracy requirement, the next thing you need to do is speed, because you need to at least go in before the enemies take their turn. The faster you can take your turn and place HP burn, the better, because the faster you can go in there and activate it, the better. So you can just keep doing it again and again and again, especially in battles that will last long, like content like the Hydra battles take long. You want her doing this skill as much as possible, whether it's the A3 or the A2. Let her keep doing it, and that is where relentless set comes in. For a newer player who do not have relentless set, you always go with triple speed set, triple accuracy set. You cannot go wrong with that for this champion. So that's the recommended set for newer players coming in. You just been farming the dragon alone, or you've been crafting some amazing artifacts from the forge, and you have some good perception set right here. So these are the best ones. So before I put this on this champion, I had a perception set build on her. I think I'll pop it right here on the screen so you can see my previous build on Sicia when I was not doing her as a champion guide identity. But right now I want to give her to you as a champion guide, show her the best way to build her for the end game. That's why I rebuilt her in this set right here. That is going to work for me for the end game content I will use her in. Spider 20 is not end game. Spider 25 is not end game. But early game you can use perception and speed and all that. Even accuracy, triple accuracy set can work, but accuracy is not that viable in the end game. So if you have this set, give it to her. Once you have enough accuracy on her, you're wondering how much accuracy do you need on your Sicia? Well, if you go into your dungeons, dungeon 20 needs about 200 accuracy, so 10 accuracy per dungeon level. If you're fighting dungeon 25, just add maybe 220 to 230 accuracy and you'll be fine. So of course you'll be taking her into content like the Hydra and all that. Head over to this either RSA helper, which will tell you the accuracy levels for the champions you're trying to beat. If I should show you an example of that, let's say if I head over into Hydra normal, once I click battle, it's gonna tell me exactly the accuracy requirement right there. So it's telling me for normal I need 125 accuracy. So use this RSL helper if you're playing on PC. If you're playing on mobile, head over to the Hades raid stages tool. That's what you search, Hades raid stages tool, and it's going to tell you what accuracy and resistance you need per the dungeon you're trying to beat. So that's how you know how much accuracy you need on her. I have to stress this because if you put less accuracy on this champion, you will not enjoy her in content, because she will not be able to land her HP burn. She will not be able to activate it also. Let me head back to the build and let's talk a little bit about the build and how I came about this. Like I said, perception was my first draft build when I was testing her, using her in content, but right now I want to take her to the next level for my account. That's why I put her in this relentless. Why relentless set? It will make her come around to her skills often. She will be able to use this skill, switch back to this skill, come back to this skill. She'll just be doing 4-3 turns as much as possible and burning. HP burn is the best way to do damage in Spider and Hydra for Hydra normal, hard and maybe even brutal. But when you get to the higher levels of the Hydra, HP Burn is no longer a viable strategy. But so that's something to note. So in that case, when you're using her for brutal or something, you need other people like enemy max HP champions to be doing more damage than just HP Burn. You can't just rely on HP Burn for that content. But guess what? If she's just placing it and activating it, it's almost as good at doing crit rate and crit damage and enemy max HP, I guess. So that's why I put her in this set. Now for end game content, you need to put this champion with crit rate and crit damage, but I was trying to focus on a little bit of resistance because that's needed for end game content. That's why I don't have crit rate and crit damage. So that's the stats for right here. You need her to be fast a little bit. Is it resistance on the chest, accuracy on the banner, no crit damage? I was trying to go defense, a little bit of attack. Why do I have attack right here? Oh, I see why. Because it prevents the chance of a skill going on cooldown. 5%. That's a low chance, but I'll take it, I guess. But I shouldn't have attack right here. That's a weird one. I think I put attack right here while I was trying to give her a little bit of crit rate and crit damage because her damage is based off attack, right? Let's see. Yes, her damage is based off attack, but we're not going to be building her for that. She does hit hard if you can squeeze in a little bit of crit rate and crit damage, but it will make me lose resistance or accuracy. That's why I didn't do so. So double speed set, not double perception set. If I can find perception set that is as fast as this, I will put it on her. And yeah, she's become one of my candidates for relentless that can take numerous turns. Total stats you're looking at on this champion that I have her in 40k HP, 3k defense. That attack is still not going well with me. I might remove that attack ring and add a little bit more defense over there. That attack is just not needful in this build, I guess. I'll put something else right there. But 262 speed is enough speed for content like the Hydra and normal or brutal. I think I'll still go faster than they can, 1-for-1 at least. So see, like I said, no crit rate. If you can squeeze it in, do so. I cannot do it. But when I'm gonna build this champion for content like the Hydra, brutal and nightmare, I will squeeze in some crit rate and crit damage at that high level content if I have enough people to keep her alive. Right now she doesn't have any sets keeping her alive, but she will rely on my other teammates to keep her alive. So for content like the spider, you do not need all these high stats. All you need is speed and accuracy. All right, so if I should select Hydra boosts, right now I'm only getting speed, 268 speed, even better. That's my total stat. For skills, for blessings, this champion is built for PvE against bosses, against waves. So right here, Brimstone is amazing for content like the Hydra, as long as you have enough accuracy to land it. If you're not yet at the highest level of unlocking it, tier 6, where it doesn't need accuracy anymore. So for now, give her enough accuracy to land at least this Brimstone sometimes, along with any other champions that is helping you do it sometimes. Huge way to do damage right here. And for Masteries, every damage, any champion being used in the clan boss, being used in the anywhere that has to do with PvE content will always go towards offense and accuracy, and she does need accuracy. Right here, this is the most important one you need to even increase the duration of those your HP burn even further. It's not like you need it. You don't need it. You're already rallying HP burn for 3 turns, but hey, she's even gonna make it for a 4 turn, and so that when she activates it, it's still going to be on a 3 turn and she doesn't need to land it again. Some people pair this champion with somebody else placing HP burn and she activating it. That might also be a viable strategy, especially somebody who doesn't need to hit the enemy to place it. We'll show that example too. And yeah, that's how I build this champion. And of course, since she's a 3-hitter on the A1, you always want to go with Giant Slayer. Normally is a 1-hitter or 2 hitters, you go with 1 master, but she has a 3-hitter on that A1. That's why Giant Slayer is the best for her. So if you want to go towards the defense 3 for some reason, I don't think it's recommended. This is giving me a little bit more accuracy. And of course, if you want to go only spider, Evil Eye can help you decrease the thermometer of those enemies when you hit them. That's also very viable. Alright, it's time for us to test Sicia Flametongue, the best HP burn champion in Raid Shadow Legends, in some content. I already have my spider team all built and set up well. The bad thing about it is that she's negative affinity for spider 20. So I was testing a team like this. I've not really used that in content, but I was testing her in a team like this, and I wanted to show an example of what this champion can do for your teams and how she actually works. So I'll test her in content like this and just see how the battle goes. To make it a little bit more secure, I might want to replace Seal the Drake for somebody else who is not going to die so easily, like a tank, right? Let's go with an Amiga, somebody that will keep the bosses this thing down, his storm meter down, or even a cold heart. I don't want to bring in too much of a huge damage dealers, that's why I'm trying to keep it simple, but let's just add a cold heart right here too, so it doesn't become a very, very long run, because there is a way you can build this champion. She will not need any supporting damage, but there's also another way you can use her in content like this. She will need some support to clear the final wave. Or let's put it on slow speed. Let's see how the battle goes. She's so fast, she's even faster than my speed booster. That's weird. All right, the first thing you want to go into the battle with, especially when there's nobody else handling HP Burn in this team, is your HP Burn skill, which is this one. Places HP Burn debuff on this champion for 3 turns, so she lands on herself. That's what I was looking for, and then attacks all enemies. So I'm looking for that extra turn. If you get a weak hit, you know, there's always that 3% chance that you get a weak hit. Even this is force against magic, there's always that 3% chance you get a weak hit. So if that happens, you will not grant yourself an extra turn. Let's see what happens. Did we get it on everybody? Yes, we did. So she's gonna take a turn immediately again. That's amazing. So the next turn that I will take now will activate all the HP burn on all the enemies. Let's go. Now there are 2 spiderlings that came in late. They came in late, so their HP burn did not add towards this. I've seen sometimes when she just does this and the boss's HP goes half. That's for spider 20 content. But for this spider 25 content, the HP of this boss is obviously bigger. But this amount of damage from one champion is amazing. That's what makes her so amazing. So this is not crit damage hit. This is not enemy max HP hit. On spider 25, you can't do this high amount of enemy max HP. From a royal guard, from a cold heart, my cold heart is about to take a turn. I'll show you what I mean. My cold heart cannot do this high amount of damage, because the damage you can hit the boss with is restricted or limited in this content. Let me freeze the enemies so they don't get any ideas. All right, check out cold heart damage now. See, not as much. Even a champion built for damage, the amount you can hit this boss on 21 and above is restricted, is limited. So let's reset our skills and do it all over again. That's what Renegade is here for. We can do it again. We can do it all over again. I have HP Burn on everybody right here, so I will not start this battle with this skill again. I'll go in with to activate it again. Damn. Now you need to apply some speed tuning. You can't just put her in any team and just expect it to work. You need to do some team presets to tell her which skill to use first in battle and which skill to not use. Just like I told her now, to start the battle with her A3 and then prioritize her A2. That's how to put it in the team presets. Because now this boss will have to just die slowly with this HP burn. I can go in there and place HP burn again, grant myself an extra turn, and do it again. It's just awesome to watch. I didn't kill him because some spiderlings died. Anyways, that's this spider battle. That's how she's best used. If you want to check out some teams where people are using her specifically to burn the spider 100% consistently, you can check out, just search on YouTube and see some Sicia teams. This is just a test. I wanted to show her damage. I wanted to show her ability in content. This is not like a short team. Now if I wanted to do with a short team, I'll probably bring somebody else in the leader slot right here. No, I probably don't even need this freeze. No, I do need it. Maybe a Kaima. I do have a lot of options. I just wanted to give this one as an example of a team you can put. Tweak your team, set the speed right, so she should not be the first starting the battle. I don't think. I think Deacon should be the first starting the battle, but he's slow or his gear is missing on my team. And of course, Cold Heart needs decrease and weaken out there before she goes in for her nuke. I didn't even check if decrease the defense and weaken was placed by CC. I think she did place it. All right, the next piece of content I want to show her off in is the end game content, which I built her for. You've seen her, what she can do in the spider. That's not the only place she works. She can do the same thing in Ice Golem, especially this content where HP Burn actually works right now. I'm currently using Ninja as my damage dealer, who is hitting those side arts before they go down. I've seen teams where CCI is the person doing that HP Burn damage, because this boss does not take damage from poison, right? So you have to look for another way to kill him, which is the HP Burn. But for normal content, you can bring her in. Of course, everybody takes damage from HP Burn in the waves, and of course when you get against the boss, you can also do damage that way. I'm not going to test her in that content, but Spider is where she is best known for. Even in Dragon, she will work for HP burning, but I've not seen her being used in the Fire Knight, although she does have a 3-hitter on the A1 though. Sand Devil Necropolis HP Burn works right there, but I do have a 2-man team for that, and yeah, we're going to be taking the 2-man out of there and testing her out. All right, let's go to the Hydra, do a test run, and I'll end this video right here. I'll not run this entire battle, just want to show her off in that content. Now, this is a sample team that I put together. Originally, I used to use Geomancer in this position. Geomancer was there before, or she could even take the position of this champion I have right here, because she doesn't need support with HP Burn. She doesn't need any assistance to place that HP Burn. So who else can I bring in right here? Maybe a sustain, or since there's HP Burn on the champions already, maybe a ninja. I already have a ninja on my team 1. Who else can I bring in right here? Any other damage dealer. Maybe I'll even bring the Geomancer. I didn't want her competing with Geomancer because, hey, you place HP Burn, oh, you remove HP Burn. I didn't want somebody else interfering with it. So let me just put this champion in for now until I have somebody else in that position. Maybe a tanky champion, a Brogni, anybody else that can help your team get along. Ooh, I have somebody in mind. Increase accuracy champion. There she is. There she is. So she's currently not in any of my teams, and she's gonna be boosting us along a little bit, and yeah, so we can get around to our skills. Now this is force magic. It's only one that she will not be able to land against, that is spirit. So that's gonna be bad for us, but let's see how it goes. So I wanted that to be the only source of HP Burn coming into the team, and we're starting with increased accuracy. Do we have this provoke champion right here? No, we don't, which is good. Land, decrease defense and weaken, which is actually not needed. I want to see how much damage she's gonna do to these heads. Block, decrease their own accuracy. And now it's time. No, not yet time. She's gonna start the battle with her Hex. Are you ready to go? Sicia, I'm waiting for you to take a turn. Come on, everybody's lapping her. Damn, everybody's faster than Sicia. All right, finally, it's her time to shine. She's gonna start the battle with, of course, with this skill that is landing the HP Burn, right? So I'll start the battle with the A3. We got it on everybody. We got it on everybody, which is a good thing. That means she gets to go again. Let me see how much damage she does now activating the HP Burn, and that's gonna be 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So 20 times 4. See, their HP just went bye-bye. There's no other damage dealer in this team besides this champion who is hitting, what's his name now? Inquisitor Shamel, who is doing this. She is the main damage dealer all of a sudden in this team. I've been sleeping on this champion for about 2 months since I had her fully booked, but I just felt like I had other HP Burn champion I didn't need. I had Ninja, I had this other champion that places HP Burn without hitting, the epic champion. Forgot his name. So I had all these champions. I felt like my Sicia can wait. She can wait. So nah, I don't think I should be sleeping on her all this time. So that's what she can do to a team. She's about to get around to her skill again. Let's see when she comes around what else she can do. We don't have that champion that cleanses the HP Burn, which is a good thing. If you have that champion that will cleanse all this debuff, you better bring a provoker, because there is nothing as bad as placing all these debuffs and having it just cleansed by that dude. I hate that dude. So you always bring a dedicated provoker for that dude, so he doesn't cleanse all these debuffs you suffer to place. Let them keep burning. Like I said, the burns will keep happening, but it will do less damage in Brutal and Hydra. But it's still a viable way. Just add her with some crit rate or crit damage. Now that you see that she can actually be the main damage source and not need any assistance. Definitely a wonky type of team. I'm waiting for her to get a turn again. Now my Relentless proc, I've not seen my Relentless happen. Am I going too fast? Everybody's lapping now. Is she that slow? Damn, these champions are built too fast. Everybody's taking 2-3 turns, and she's just sitting right here waiting for her second turn. I want to see that Relentless proc once. the HP burn has stayed on these enemies this entire time. So I know she's always shown in the spider. And now what does she do? A1, I guess she will increase the duration of this HP burn from 1 turn to what? 2 turns. We'll take it. Damn, Sicia. I was hoping she would proc relentless set right there, but she did not. Dead. Let me allow her use one more skill again in battle. I guess she's still gonna use the A1 because the other skills are still on cooldown. Let's use the A1. No relentless block. If it happened, she would have gone in there and activated another HP burn. But that's as far as I will show you guys right here. Sicia Flametongue, I will use her in my brutal team, not in my hard team, because that's kind of easy right here. This hard team is kind of easy for me to beat with any champion, geomancer and all that. So I'll put her in my brutal team, which is currently a wonky team, but my clan has not started beating nightmare. But when they do, I will rebuild this champion with a little bit of crit rate, crit damage, and so sustain, and let her go fast enough to do run laps around the enemies. That's my Sicia Flametongue guide. Like I said, for newer players, go in there and build a 3-piece perception set, like I showed in the picture when I had her in that set. But this is the current set that I'm using on her, especially for the Hydra. Enough accuracy, not enough resistance to not be having a buff stolen, but it will help it at least against hard mode. So let me know how you use your Sicia besides Spider and Hydra. Where else do you use this champion? Because I would love to use her in more content than just these 2 places, but I feel like these are 2 places where she shines the most. And of course, she'll work in Hydra, she'll work in Dragon. Anywhere HP burn is welcome. All right, let me know what you think about this one. I'm looking forward to your comments, and yeah, just tell me what you think about this guide and what you think about my build. If you have alternate ways you built this champion, also let me know. I'm looking forward to learn from you guys. And yeah, if I missed out on anything, let me know in the comments. Get some feedback going below. Later guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily raid Shadow Legends content. If you have any champion that you'd like to see me do a guide about, comment it below and I'll get right to it without hesitation, because these champions just stay in our vault until one day we build them and discover their abilities, just like I just did now for Hydra. I've never seen her do so much. I guess my HP burn champions that I use in that content have to chill now for Sicia to come in there and rule. Later guys.